Alright, good morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever it is where you are. I hope you are ready to see some Super Metroid. We have a really exciting match today. We have Prankard versus a system of vibrant colors, excuse me. This is going to be a really cool match. Both of these runners very prominent within the randomizer scene, and I believe this is this a 2-1 match, I want to say? Oh no, this is a 1-2 match. Regardless, both of these runners are extremely skilled. They are extremely prolific within the randomizer scene, and I think we're going to see some really good Super Metroid today. And this is in round 4 of the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament, or SMRAT, or SMRAT as some people like to call it. A tournament that, as the name implies, is a randomizer tournament designed to be open to as many people as possible. If you can complete a seed of Super Metroid and you can infinite bomb jump, you can wall jump, and you can shine spark, then you can complete an SMRAT seed. However, the logic is deep enough that it allows for lots of optimization and really cool movement techniques, and we're really going to see those on display today. This is really exciting. Looks like we've already got a prediction in the chat. Which suit do we think will be found first? Now, within SMRAT, the first suit you find will be one of the big decision makers as to how you're going to route the seed. The first major decision point we'll come across will be whether our runners want to go up or down the red tower, either heading up to fight Fantoon and clear out wrecked ship, or down and fight Kraid, check high jump boots location, and with any luck find Varia along the way and clear out Norfair and Lower Norfair. Varia's suit will specifically open up Norfair and Lower Norfair, and Gravity will open up just about everywhere else in the game. Yep, we should be starting, hopefully, if everything is ready, promptly on the hour. Yep, and you can see there, starting at 3 p.m. Anyway, yeah, so both of our runners should be getting underway shortly. If you look in the bottom left and bottom right corners of the screen, you will see the tracking areas that will show what major items each of our runners have. This will be controlled by our lovely tracker today, Simo. Simo's really cool. He does a bunch of streams, does a bunch of SMRAT seeds. Be sure to go follow him. And our restreamer today is J-Chalk, and I'm Glove on Comms. Be sure to follow all of our runners, be sure to follow our broadcast team, and be sure to follow the channel Speedrunners Arena so that you can get notified anytime we're doing any sort of SMRAT content. And there is truly a lot of it. Alright, looks like we should be getting underway shortly. At the beginning stages of the game, we're going to see Morph Ball as the very first item in the game. From there, all the other item locations will be randomized. And this is a full randomizer, which means that any item can be in any item location so long as it is within the logic of SMRAT. So we'll never find, for example, Varia in Lower Norfair or something, or in like some heated room. We'll never find Gravity behind Dragon. But we could find Varia behind Dragon. Alright, and now we're getting out started. And we have Vibrant Colors has decided to use the game's customizer to have a Transrite Samus. Very nice. Ooh, unfortunately, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties with Prankard's feed. It looks like his game itself might have frozen. Okay. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like Colors is just waiting on the Morph Ball. We might be seeing a reset here. Just to make everything fair. That's really unfortunate. Thankfully, you know, if there were ever a time to have your game freeze, though, it is right at the beginning of the race. Yep. And yeah, we can look here. We can see Prankard at least has turned on Moonwalk. And that will enable him to do a trick known as Moonfall. That Moonfall is just a trick that saves a few seconds here and there by uncapping Samus's acceleration. It doesn't, well, there is at least one humanly possible location I know of where Moonfall can be used to sequence break and get items when you're not supposed to, but that is well outside the scope of Randomizer. If anybody wants to do Moondance within an SMRAT seed, though, be sure to send me that clip. Yeah, so we see that Colors has opted to not turn on Moonwalk. Some people don't like the way that it affects your movement and do not think that it is worth the few seconds saved through Moonfall. Yes, that is true. You can make Moondance be in logic. I shouldn't have said rando. I should have said specifically SMRAT. Yep, and both players picking up Morph Ball. Hopefully no more freezing issues. Unless we find Ice Beam. Hey. And just starting off with missiles. Pretty standard start. If we find power bombs, there are a few extra checks that we can make here in Retro Brinstar. However, if there are no power bombs around here, then it can be kind of annoying dealing with Retro Brinstar and divide up the map a little bit. Oh, and that is just an icky start. 3 missiles. That's not really quite what you want to see. So what that means for our runners is there are 4 locations here in Retro Brinstar that they will have to check at some point, unless, of course, there's nothing there and they go mode before then. Alright, and be sure to keep an eye on Color's timer if you want to cry. There's some stuff going on there. It's not It's not the worst timer I've ever seen. I've run a race using a Wingdings Blat Split before. Yeah, vanilla bombs are the best bombs, absolutely. Yeah, and Prankard's having a little bit trouble with Parlor here. It may seem silly to say because Parlor, it's a room that you just jump on platforms. However, Parlor is often referred to as the hardest easy room in the entire game. There's so much movement optimization you can do throughout it with various ledge grabs and down grabs and all sorts of small movement techs. And if you mess those up, you can really throw yourself off. Yep, and looks like Vibrant Colors is going down and checking 230 missiles. You'll see this, it's a very common check, especially since it doesn't actually cost a power bomb in a situation like this, because very shortly our runners will be going to peek the back of Gauntlet, which is +1 on power bombs. Yeah, and so now our runners have all 3 ammo types, which is really nice. We're not going to see a late power bombs or supers or whatever it may be seed. That certainly doesn't preclude this from being a troll seed, but it does mean that we're not going to run into the situation where it feels like we have an extra 10 minutes before the race actually starts. Yep. And Vanilla Terminator Energy Tank, I really like having at least one energy tank before entering Big Pink. Now this is interesting. Very aggressive from Colors to skip the back of Gauntlet check. You can see Prankard performing it now. Yeah, and there's nothing there. Thankfully for Colors. However, it's possible she's going to have those locations in her mind the whole time. It could hint that she plans on going up and doing an early Gauntlet no matter what. Regardless, skipping out on that will give a distinct advantage to Colors here, at least for a bit. I'm hesitant to call anybody to be fully ahead until there is a major route divergence. Yeah. And at this point, we have not seen any sort of major location, or excuse me, major item that would indicate we need to go towards a certain location. So these first few checks can be sort of tense up until the point where you get your bearings a little bit and have an idea of where you need to be going. Yeah, there's no feeling ahead, only feeling behind. Yeah, I definitely get that. It's pretty common to feel behind for runners, and that's actually why I highly recommend. I think we've seen a lot of runners these tournaments, myself included, sort of make these really big gambles because they're feeling behind and like, do these crazy things and mess themselves up. And I would highly recommend that basically everyone stick to what you know. Like, you have much better odds of, say, you made the correct gamble to go up or down wrecked ship than being like, oh, I want to figure out like skipping these checks on these ones or whatever. If you haven't done that in practice, it's probably not worth trying to do it in a race setting. And as of right now, we do see both of our runners just continuing through. You definitely don't want to you don't want to skip any of the checks in Brinstar generally. Some people will elect to skip Edakun's checks if they really feel like their racers are sort of, if they feel that their opponent is significantly better. Yep. And yeah, there we see our first tank with no E. Reserve tanks are less than ideal item, we'll say, especially in a randomizer setting. They don't refill your health immediately, so that is generally one of the huge advantages of E-tanks. Yeah, and Prankard does want the trash can. Fair enough at this point, when you only have that one E-tank. Now, our runners will need to pick up at least 3 tanks to beat the game, and at least... Ooh, Prankard! That was so sketchy. All right, chat. We all made it through that together. Just take a moment, just breathe. Prankard's gonna be okay now. I'm not sure where he's going. Yeah, he's realizing just how awful those supers can be. Yeah, meanwhile, Vibrant Colors is performing a trick known as the reverse green gate glitch, sometimes known as the wave gate glitch. The basic idea behind this one is that if you shoot a super missile at the correct position, because super actually accelerate as they go along, you can get a super missile to accelerate so quickly that it's to the left of the gate one frame, and the next frame it's just far enough to the right to hit that switch. And she's rewarded with a gravity suit. That's going to be really helpful, although a lot of runners, they don't like to see that early gravity suit because that opens up pretty much anything. We'll have to see. A very common route to take would be, for example, to go down, kill Kraid, check high jump boots, and then go up for Meridia, and if you don't find anything there, then hop up direct ship. Gravity suit, in addition to at least 3 tanks, or 2 with an item like Screw, will put wrecked ship in logic. So that could be another route to take. Yeah, that's true. The gravity suit is currently not in logic, as the reverse green gate glitch is not a trick that can be required by the seed. So up until we find wave, this gravity suit is out of logic. Yeah, out of logic checks can force you to either sort of try and abandon understanding where the seed wants you to go, or think a lot harder about it. Yeah, and Prankard is doing some farming here. I'm not fully sure what he wants. Maybe just some energy after that last close brush with the hoppers. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not going to find anything of note in this Mission Impossible. Meanwhile, Colors are entering Kraid right now. It is noteworthy that this is also out of logic, as you need some kind of item, high jump boots or infinite bomb jump or something like that to be able to enter Kraid. However, most of our runners are going to be pretty confident with that wall jump. Yeah, so there are still 2 more items within Kraid to check, as well as, of course, defeating one of the 4 bosses required to beat the game. That's really one of the big strengths of an early Kraid, is just the fact that you know you're going to have to do this anyway. There are only a couple rooms in Kraid's lair, so finding movement items such as speed won't make it that much faster, and you can get these checks out of the way. The reason you'll see a late Kraid in something like any % new route, in PRKD, Phantoon, then Ridley, then Kraid, then Dragon, as opposed to like, fighting Kraid second, is for that super missile refill that mini Kraid gives you. However, that's not going to be as much a factor here. You can see Colors already with 20 supers. Yeah. And meanwhile, Prankard is making all the same checks that Colors made just a little bit ago. Unfortunately, his brushes with death and needing to farm have set him a bit behind, but it's certainly not anything that couldn't be alleviated by some huge gamble or even just minor routing differences. And at this point in the race, we could even see it just from movement tech. Yep, we saw a little high five, and Colors is going to be going down to Norfair. I would expect to only see a high jump boots location check here, as none of the other Norfair locations are going to be in logic until Varia suit. And the other main one that you would be able to do here is, for example, like Ice Beam, but that's a really slow check. That okay, Wave and Ice. So that means that Gravity is now in logic. So if I'm one of these runners, I would be much more inclined at this point to go to Meridia if I wasn't already thinking along that path. And the Ice Beam means that our runners can do something known as the Mock Troid clip that will allow them to get into Bot's wound without speed and then kill Dragon. So that means our runners will be able to not necessarily full clear Meridia, but But kill the boss there and make most of the checks. Yep. And we unfortunately didn't see a crate quick kill from either of our runners today. Crate quick kill is one of those really finicky tricks where you can completely have it down, and one day you wake up and it's just gone, and you're not gonna get it that day. Yep, so we see colors breaking the tube and then going up. Alright, and we see that bombs are speed locked. That's really interesting. They can exit Dragon with a gravity jump. Yeah. Yeah, they're fine for exiting Dragon. Unfortunately, if something is at this Mama Turtle location, which it's not, thankfully, Vibrant Colors wouldn't have been able to pick it up. Yeah, now Colors is able to go to the right side of this room. She has already checked Crabbed Supers, so she can just do... Ooh, she didn't quite make the gravity jump. Oh, yeah. That's a method some people will use, turning on Gravity Suit and doing the wall jump. Yeah, there actually is a way to do a wall jump here without high jump boots, but it can be kind of difficult. So if you don't feel confident getting it immediately, then going with gravity jumps is just the safer bet. And we see Vibrant Colors entering the beach, or as the wiki calls it, Pseudoplasma Spark Room. It's one of my favorite room names because it's just so silly. Now, Colors here is already passing up supers. That's a really interesting decision. I wonder if she's counting on finding charge. Ooh, having a little bit of trouble with those ouches. Living up to their name, those things hurt. Thankfully that gravity suit mitigates the damage significantly. If you've ever gone in here suitless, you know that you need to avoid them. Yeah, now Prankard is not doing Meridia. So we'll have to see where he's going. This is kind of surprising, as like, even if you just wanted to go up to wrecked ship, I would expect the runners to go up through the top of Meridia. I wonder, does he want to check like X-ray or something along the way? Yeah, it could be Retro Brainstar, that's right, they haven't made any of those checks. That could be worthwhile. Yeah, now Vibrant Colors performs a trick there known as Snail Clip. This is a very cool trick, and a trick that I would highly recommend a lot of runners learn, as it is very quick to perform if you can do it well. And it's really just a matter of positioning. The actual inputs are quite light. Yeah, and Prankard unfortunately gets the Samus Eaters there. Those things are really annoying. That's why they have their own their own category extension in this game where you just get grabbed by every single one. Go watch Zenny's world record for the Vile Blooms RTA. That one's really funny. Yeah, and so Red Tower unfortunately isn't holding anything. Now, Colors wants to check both sand pits here. Ooh, that's not good. She's gonna have to reset again there. That can really happen quite easily. If you just mess up your jumps, you end up on the lip of the sand pit and you fall in. Yeah, so some people will prefer to check both sand pits as they're going through Meridia. Some people would rather check one, then go and kill Dragon, and then check the other one on the way out. It really all depends on what route you're taking and how you prefer to clear Meridia. Yeah, dealing with sand and without high jump boots is really annoying. And we see a really neat trick there from Colors, where if you turn around, then you can fall through the sand really quickly, as long as you are turning around while you're in the sand. I believe it works on a similar principle to K-going, and you won't like actually start getting affected by the sand until the moment that your turnaround ends. Yeah, and we saw Prankard perform a gravity jump there to get through remote. Yeah, if Speed is in wrecked ship and Vari is behind Botswoon, that could prove really interesting for this seed. Yeah. We'll have to see how much of wrecked ship Prankard wants to go through. I wouldn't be surprised to see him full clear wrecked ship, however, with all of Meridia unchecked, and knowing that Gravity Suit is in logic, we could also see him decide to dip out. Oh no, Strat log! Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, so Colors performed the ice clip, the Mocktroid clip in that room 2 prior, and so that allows you to just manipulate hitboxes to go through some blocks. Now you'll notice that she turned off her gravity suit here, and that is because doing mid-air morphs that tight to get through those blocks is much easier underwater without a suit. Yeah, unfortunately Prankard does not have charge here to go for some X Factors. Yeah, it's good ammo conservation compared to using power bombs to get through. Yeah, and Colors wants quite a few supers here. It's possible that she wants to just get this farm over with now, so that later on her ammo count's gonna look good for a while. Yeah, and Fantoon goes down. Prankard firing a super missile of joy there. Happy that Fantoon has perished. Yeah, we could see climb supers come into play. If we find speed, then waterway could also come into play. Ooh, that was actually a really good recovery from colors there. If you weren't aware, because she did one of those quick turnarounds that were so useful in getting into the sand pits earlier, and they just sank her right into that sand. And if you aren't aware, there are actually spikes at the bottom there, and those can really hurt. Especially since with the way that SMRAT is set up so that the suits can be more balanced, gravity doesn't actually provide any environmental damage protection, so if I'm not mistaken, those spikes will still do the full 60 damage to you. Yeah, that's true. We could we could have like screw and wrecked ship and then Variat plasma. That would be miserable. Yeah, and suitless, if you sink into the sand, you're pretty much dead. The easiest way to get out is to do a quick turnaround jump. There are other methods, but they're even harder. Yeah, and we see colors here, just taking the fight nice and safe. Ooh, accidental grab. Meanwhile, Prankard making quick work of the spiky room of death. Not so much of a challenge when you have that gravity. Dragon goes down for colors. And now we'll see one of the last Meridia items. Unfortunately, this Meridia play hasn't looked too great for colors. Alright, just an E-tank she doesn't want. Yeah, Prankard's resetting here. It's very common just to save scum checking that item location. It's not that much of a time difference to save scum it if you have the gravity suit, but it can save you a bit of health potentially, so that's nice. But meanwhile, Colors got a deceptively tricky wall jump out of Dragon's room. If you're not used to those like low delayed wall jumps like you would forget jumping into Gauntlet or something, those can actually be much more trickier than they seem. Yeah, and Prankard is struggling a little bit with Attic. This is one of the most annoying rooms in the game. It's really difficult to optimize, and there are multiple strategies to get through, and some are particularly easy. Colors, please. Okay, Colors is taking Forgotten Highway. Okay. Yeah. So, the reason chat was panicking was Plasma Beam location is right there, and Colors doesn't have any way to kill those pirates, so she would be soft locked there. An absolute beginner mistake that nobody could ever make. You know, don't go back and watch my round 2 race, please. Yeah, so even if you kill those pirates, you effectively need high jump or some other sort of up logic. There is actually a frame perfect, pixel perfect wall jump you can do out of Plasma. It's the same wall jump as worst room in the game and left side bubble mountain. That space jump is that's one more component towards putting Shaq-Tool in logic, it should be known. Yeah, Prankard is skipping Sky Missiles. If Colors decides to check Sky Missiles, that could be huge. We don't know what's there, but there aren't that many places that Varia can still be. Now, obviously for Prankard, it's a much better skip than it looks to us, knowing that all of Meridia just about has already been cleared and doesn't have Varia. Yeah. Now, if Varia is at a convenient location like here at the bottom of Bowling Alley, then that's actually going to be pretty bad for Colors, because Prankard is pretty unlikely to full clear Meridia to the extent that Colors did. And those extra checks really hurt. Like, once our runners find Varia, they're pretty close to go mode. They need some way to kill Mother Brain, and that's it. There's the speed booster, okay. Now, I wonder, it's possible, although maybe unlikely, that with that space jump and speed, we'll see Prankard actually re-enter the ship to check Sky Missiles. Yeah, climb supers are in logic as well, waterways in logic. Yeah, and Prankard doesn't want to check Sky Missiles. If Colors does, and that's where Varia is, that, you know, that would instantly propel Colors hugely ahead. Yeah, Bubble Mountain Missiles, even though you do go through some heat rooms, it's small enough damage, not even one E-tank, and you just hold forward the whole time, that's not considered a hell run. So speed does put Bubble Mountain Missiles in logic. Yeah, that's true. Well, Criteria Power Bombs are in logic. Gauntlet is not in logic until we find Screw, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And... what's Prankard doing? Yeah, I'm not really sure what all that was about. Oh, can you do a wraparound from below? I didn't know you could. Yeah, so he just quickly checks front of Gauntlet. He's already peeked back of Gauntlet. Something which Colors did not. Ooh, and Colors did the cool block clip there. I don't believe it's actually faster when you have wave, but it definitely looks cool. It's another strat, you know, it's a very quick speed strat. I recommend anybody learn. It's not too bad. You just have to exit spin jump by aiming down. Yep. So only a couple locations left. Prankard is now going down to check climb supers. Anybody who has been around watching any number of SMRAT races knows that this is a very common check to be in logic. I believe it's something like each suit has like a 3 or 4% chance of being here. Yeah, each one has like a 2.8 chance for Varia and 2.9% chance for gravity. It's neither this time. Yeah, Prankard is one of our runners who doesn't like to have ice on. It can be annoying. And some really cool ice strats there from Colors. And there it is! Let's go! Oh my god, that's so bad for Prankard. Those ice strats though, I've never seen anybody do that. I'm gonna have to remember that. Yeah, so that's absolutely enormous. Prankard will more than likely last location Varia. Yep, and Colors doesn't want to deal with Bowling Alley. Understandable. It's a huge cutscene. And she's in go mode now. I mean, not quite. She still needs a way to kill Mother Brain, but it's an effective go mode. Oh, that's true. She doesn't have a worst room in the game item. Yeah, she doesn't. Right, because she doesn't get that speed or space. Yeah, that could be the main way that Prankard could catch up. She does know where worst room in the game item is, and she has access to those bombs that were speed locked. Oh wait, no she doesn't, because she doesn't have speed. This is actually kind of bad for her. Yeah, that bowling alley skip really hurts. She could, of course, try for the frame-perfect, pixel-perfect wall jump through worst room in the game, but you never want to have to resort to that. Yeah, so... Spring Ball and High Jump are the only items in the game, or Charge. Spring Ball, High Jump, or Charge could all give her access through worst room in the game. Well, bombs are speed locked. They're in Main Street, so she can't find bombs unless she goes back to wrecked ship, at which point she has a worst room in the game item anyway. Yeah. I certainly wouldn't be surprised to find out that Colors knows that stupid pixel perfect, frame perfect wall jump. I know she does an absolute bevy of different randomizer settings. So Spring Ball puts Worst from the game in logic through a Spring Ball jump. Yeah, it is a trick in which if you have Spring Ball turned off, you jump morph and you pause and you're unable to unpause while you're still rising, turning on Spring Ball, you can basically double jump. In Worst Room in the game, you specifically have to do it as a wall jump. So that's a bit weird, a bit awkward. But once you get the timing down, it's not that bad. Yeah, I wouldn't say that like high jump boots being likely to be behind Ridley with a 5% chance is reason to believe that she's not gonna find them. Yeah, ooh, if it were somewhere like X-Ray, that would really suck. Nah, just missiles. Yeah, so Prankard could honestly come back into this. These are some really interesting and oddly specific situations that have led to this. Alright, well, she finds Spring Ball, so... Now, it's important to note, she still doesn't have a cozy Lower Norfair by any means. Yeah, and Prankard has to full clear Meridian now. Because he's gonna keep looking for that Varia suit. Yeah, Lady Smail, the Spring Ball jump, it's a really difficult trick at first. My biggest piece of advice would be you can actually buffer the jump if you, once your screen fades to black after the pause, then you start holding jump, and that will allow you to jump every time as long as you were rising when you paused. Yeah, farming up here is nice. Lower Norfair, lots of supers is helpful. If she finds enough power bombs along the way, like, yeah, if she grabs these power bombs here and decides to farm all of these, I don't know what they're called, the blue guys, the blue man group on in the pre-Redley farm room, then she has a crystal flash that she can use for escape, which is really nice because Norfair escape can be deadly. Oh, they might be Violas, yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Your inputs should be like what, the timing roughly like pause, away jump, something like that. Depending on how tight your spring ball jump needs to be. Yeah, if you're at the point where you're using wave to damage key hunters, I would actually highly recommend just damage boosting through them. Specifically for the 3 Musketeers ones, because they can dive down and just destroy you. They morph into darkness. Yeah, I'm hard pressed to think of a spring ball jump in the game that requires you to like not see your actual morph that isn't also a double spring ball jump. Now it's interesting, Colors decided to use power bombs instead of purely supers to clear out those space pirates. I don't think that one will bonk. Very nicely done. Yeah, that's not an easy trick to do, especially with as little prep as she did. Yeah, screw attack room, springboard jump is probably, that might be the trickiest to do. Although I feel like that's more positioning than anything. Alright, and Prankard checks Aqueduct, doesn't have to bother with Snail Climb. Or, not Snail Climb, Snail Clip. Snail Climb is a different and more annoying and dumb trick. Go look at like an RBO tutorial if you want to learn Snail Climb. It's not fun. And Colors decides she wants the save. Understandable. Now, Snail Climb isn't a bad trick. I would go as far as to say it's a pretty easy trick, but it's so slow. Yeah, and Prankard took a lot of damage from Botswoon dying there. Yeah, I don't know about that save there. Although, I guess if you're not confident in killing Ridley with this layout, then better to go to Fire Fleas and have to farm up a couple power bombs than, you know, dying. Never punished. There's the screw attack. Beautiful. Molto bene. Yeah. A fun quirk about screw attack, although it's not relevant in this situation because spikes give you very few iframes anyway, I believe either 20 or 30, but screw attack does reset your iframes every time you use it, which is sometimes a good thing, but very often a bad one. Yeah, you know, Stratlog pointing out in the chat, it is not necessarily easy to make it out of Fire Flea's room with no speed or high jump boots when it's completely dark. That's something that just comes with experience. And I mean, Colors has beaten this game in various randomizers with just about every loadout. Oh, she's got to be careful here. Those Disgigas hurt. Once again, never punished. A lovely location for an energy tank. Meanwhile, Prankard's taking Dragon down. It's a shame. If he had charge here, he'd be able to perform a really cool trick known as Microwave. It's very similar to the Yellow Devil trick in Mega Man, if you've ever seen that, where basically you just set Dragon's iframes using X-Ray to damage her down in one hit, pretty much. Yeah, and Colors is having some trouble with those Steel Pirates. They can be really mean, and like if you miss the super strat at first, it can be kind of hard to recover. Yeah. So she's got 30 supers. I would expect her to farm at least a little bit, because she pops one on the door there. No, she just wants to go for it, so she's gonna have to fire 6 regular missiles in this fight. Okay, and she is not doing any manipulation on Ridley at all. But Ridley's nice and pogos for her. You'll love to see it. Yeah, that's true. She could feel really behind with that extremely late wreck ship play. Of course, she doesn't know that Prankard skipped that Varia, and she is tremendously ahead. Yeah, for those who don't know, I would highly recommend, you know, the first part about learning the Ridley fight is when Ridley is pogoing towards the right like that, if you hop to the left of him and jump up, and at the apex of your jump you break spin, you can get him to turn around, and that's hugely beneficial. because if you stand on the very left of the platform, he'll never grab you while he's pogoing. Alright, and a clean Ridley fight with exactly 0 ammo. Alright, she's not checking behind Ridley E-Tank. There's not much in the game that could really make it easier for her. Yeah, if charge was there, that would be cool. You can do some ice shield strats on Mother Brain. Those are cool ones to learn. Check out low percent ice. That can be really applicable to randomizers actually if you are a little bit short on ammo. Yeah, you can just charge shot. Ice shield takes care of Mother Brain a little bit faster. Yeah, she goes for the damage boost. That damage boost is deceptively difficult, even though it looks cool. Yeah, meanwhile, Prankard is going to be finishing out Meridia shortly. I'm curious if he'll go for Ice Clip to try and get into Shack Tool. It's not in logic, however, he could be betting that Grapple is somewhere else in some esoteric location he hasn't checked yet. Yep, he's on his way to Shack Tool. Now, Vibrant Colors is skipping every check. She doesn't have enough ammo to beat the game. Yeah, so she needs at least 2 more super packs, and that would require refilling after busting out all the doors. Colors does not currently have enough ammo to finish without charge now. She might, I'm not sure, she might have enough with like 1 billion refills. Yeah. Yeah, but that would require like you break the Zebs, you go back, you break Mother Brain's tank, you go back, you fill up, you kill Mother Brain. You might be able to get it that way, I think. Yep, and there's Grapple Beam. Unfortunately, that kind of implies Shack Tool, which we already know is not where Varia is. Yeah, Charge is somewhat notorious for hiding behind Ridley. Yeah, it's interesting that Colors opts to make these checks in Bubble Mountain as opposed to some of the lower Norfair checks that don't even require a door transition. Yeah, maybe she just realized she doesn't have enough ammo. It can be very easy to mix up 50 with 60. Yeah, I would grab any missile pack you find at this point. Like, when you're so close to go mode, you just pick any missiles or supers up. Oh, and Prankard's having a little bit of trouble with those wall jumps here. They can be tricky. A lovely reminder that vanilla strats are the hardest strats in the game. Yeah, supers do 3 times the damage of missiles, so yeah, like Diddy Kong says, 3 packs of missiles is worth 1 pack of supers. Yeah, so the percentages for various items, if you go to Varia.run, the Varia randomizer page, and you go to the statistics tab, you can see, basically, I think it basically like loads up 1,000 seeds or however many it is, and then tells you the percentages for each item being in each location. Shaq just has an E-tank. Unfortunate. Yeah, everybody always wants to see something really important at our buddy Shaq. But it is an oft-skipped check for a reason. It's generally not worth it. Sometimes it does have a suit. Yeah, she doesn't have any especially convenient locations along the way. You know what she might could do is she could go through Gauntlet. If you just go through Gauntlet, I believe Gauntlet has enough ammo within it, to beat the game. But she hasn't even peeked the back of Gauntlet, so she doesn't know that's right. Yeah, so if she does go through Gauntlet, then she's perfectly fine, but she doesn't know what's in there. Yeah, there's a pack and climb supers, but she doesn't have speed. She never did bowling alley. Yeah, she could go to Blueprint as well. Yeah, like no matter where you're going at this point, it's a little bit awkward, and she's gonna have to go. Yeah, looks like she's going for Blueprint. I don't hate this at all. You get 3 checks along the way. She finds that plasma beam. Not really helpful. But hey, it's fun to have. And Prankard, after 1 hour, 1 minute, and 5 seconds, finally receives his Varia suit. That's gotta be the worst feeling. Oh, and look at that. Isn't that lovely? Firing those plasma shots of joy at finally going into go mode. Yeah, I believe he last locationed that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see colors. Yeah, she can finish it out now. Fires a super missile of joy. She's gonna go right, refill, and maybe save. I wouldn't save at ship. And then just go down to Turian. It makes more sense, especially when it actually feels risky like this to just save before Mother Brain. Yeah, colors with how behind she feels, she could also just skip a save entirely. It's a little bit scary with anytime you have limited ammo, but especially like, being able to miss 2 supers is way different from like, only being able to miss 1 missile or whatever. Leaving 46 and 46 for Mother Brain 2. Yikes! Yeah, hopefully she remembers to refill after doors. Otherwise that's GG. I guess that is the one advantage of saving at ship is you can't possibly soft lock yourself. No, you are, well, so colors can Zeb skip, so she doesn't have to worry about that. If she wanted to play it impossibly safe, she could like break the Zebs, go back, refill, break Mother Brain's glass, go back, refill, and then defeat Mother Brain 1 and go on to Mother Brain 2. That's so long though. Alright, and she wants this gauntlet just for some extra safety supers. That's good. Yeah, if she finds the 2 supers that are in here, she's golden. She doesn't even need to save at that point. There's the first pack. Yeah, and she has ice, so she doesn't need to worry about power bomb management at this point. And we saw an attempt at Lava Spark from Prankard. That's a very tight short charge. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite get it. Has space jump though, so it's not huge. Five plus 3 plus 5 plus 18 plus 43. I do not understand what these numbers mean, Stratlog. I'm sorry. Skipping Zeb 1, then killing it. Oh! So, doesn't that actually put you at a lower missile count than if you just go through? Oh, it saves you a couple of missiles. Yeah, she needs to be careful. I wouldn't be surprised to see her take a strat in the last Metroid room where she kills 2 of them and makes sure she has the drop she needs. Yeah, that's really mean. Yeah, so she leaves 1 missile short. That's perfectly fine. She can refill her missiles anyway. She can refill her missiles, do pause glitch, turn screw attack off, refill her energy. You know, beautiful, beautiful refill room. Nothing to worry about. It looks like she wants to go for baby skip though. Interesting. She doesn't go for baby skip or baby skip skip. She is about as far right on the screen as you could get. Looks kind of funny. She's just halfway hanging off. Alright, yeah, with her ammo count, she doesn't feel... Okay, so she's gonna do door refills. Yeah, that's smart. Give yourself some safety. Was that the down back? Let's go! So that's one of those things that to the uninitiated eye, it might not look like much, but what Colors just did there is really impressive. So basically, normally you have to turn off screw attack, because screw attack resets your iframes, and you use iframes to get through that Zeb, and that's how Zeb skip works. However, you can also get through using a really tight down back that Colors just absolutely nailed. Yeah, and Colors' fight is really tight here. She can't really afford to miss a whole lot. That's one. Ooh. Is she still okay? There we go. That was really close. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, yeah, she turned off Arya earlier. She's fine. Yeah. No, she explicitly paused right before entering. When it looked like she was gonna turn off screw, she instead turned on. making me sweat in serious. Yeah, meanwhile, all eyes have been on Colors, but Prankard is currently exiting Lower Norfair. Like, Prankard's run has not been bad at all, it's just that really unfortunate Sky Missile Varia. Yeah, and Prankard skips Fire Fleas, so he's not going to pick up his screw attack, unfortunately. That's going to make Lower Norfair escape much harder. Movement with speed and no high jump is also really annoying. Yeah, and we see in chat, be sure to follow all of our runners. Be sure to follow Prankard and Colors for putting on this incredible race. Be sure to follow our comms team. We've had J Chalk on the race stream, Simo on tracking. I've been Glove on comms. And be sure to follow the channel. We have Speedrunners Arena 1, which is this channel right here. We have Speedrunners Arena 2. And every now and then there's a Speedrunners Arena 3 that can get used if we really got some overflow. But yeah, and stick around at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's in roughly 45 minutes. Come back here and we'll have MM2 versus Skipsy and Amadeus versus Kevnastics. That's going to be a really cool race. I'm checking that one out for sure. Yeah. Meanwhile, Colors is on the escape sequence. It's kind of annoying to do the escape without speed. It's also really annoying to do it without high jump. Oh, is it going to be a 6-way? I thought Gerbo had to reschedule or something. I could be wrong on that. Or... Okay, it is just the 4-way. Oh, okay. Yeah. So a 4-way, so you know we can really focus on our 4 runners. What was it? MM2, Skipsy, Amadeus, and Kev. Those are some really good runners. Absolutely stick around for that. But right now, finishing the race in first place with an official SRL time of 1:17:14, a system of vibrant colors is your winner of today's race. And upon seeing this, Prankard has forfeited, so hopefully we can get both of them in for interviews shortly. Yeah, absolutely. GG to both runners. GG to System for the win. GG to Prankard for being such a good sport and trucking on despite that Varia last location. That blue ship's so pretty. Alright, and now we are joined by Prankard. Prankard, GG.
Thanks, GG, I guess. I didn't quite finish, but yeah.
You trucked on after finding that Varia, so...
Yeah, that's true. That's not the place I thought it would be. Or the place I hoped it wouldn't be.
Yeah. That was, genuinely, it was like, that was the difference maker. We saw...
Did Vibrant Colors manage to check that before, I guess?
Yeah, so Colors used a really cool strat where she actually froze the platforms.
Oh, we had ice, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah, and sorry.
No, sorry. There was a race. I think not my last race, but the race before last. Someone else did a strat, and they were like, "Oh, check out the VOD. You know that you can climb these in a really cool way." And on the exact same thing. And as I was passing that particular point in this race, I was like, "Oh no, I didn't watch the VOD. I didn't go back and rewatch the race. Now I really regret that." Yeah, sorry, you were saying?
No, I was just saying when those platforms are frozen, you can wall jump off them.
Oh, that
yeah.
sounds really cool.
And now we're joined by a system of vibrant colors. Colors, GG.
GG. Hello. That was very stressful. I had to take a break before taking the interview. Mistakes were made and somehow it still worked. I need to watch the VOD. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it came down to you made that Sky Missiles check. You did the cool strategy with freezing those platforms, and Prankard skipped it.
I also see in the credits speed at gravity suits. and space jump and the reason behind it. Is that for real? Like,
Mhm.
Seed, what?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually managed to check that, like the reserve
Yeah.
in Wreck Ship, and I was like, oh no, I can't get that. I'll never get that. And then I went down and found speed. I was like, wow.
Yeah, with that via location, it's even worse then because what?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were sweating for a while because, Colors, you skipped bowling alley, so that speed and that space jump, so that locked you out of space jump and it locked you out of bombs, so you had to find some other way to get through worst room in the game.
Yeah,
So up
suddenly that
until you find
becomes
that
really
spring ball.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was charge a golden Torizo, I guess, but oh my. That's.
Oof.
No, actually, no, it was a missile, so it was like behind space jump, of course. Yeah, actually, wow, that was very close. That could have been
Yeah.
worse. Like, wow.
Anyway,
So
good
yeah,
game, Vibrant Colors. That was well played.
when I hopped in, I heard, yeah, you can freeze these platforms. It makes it much easier to wall jump off them. Like, it actually be pretty much like the spiky platforms in Law and Order, for example. You can still go through them, but apart from that, they will work pretty well. You can wall jump off them. You can. It's easier to get up because without high jump, without ice, you're not getting up that easily. You're gonna need to get near the wall and wall jump. So, yeah, I was really scared.
So after so you managed to go down with Spring Ball
Yeah.
Colors, and then okay, and navigate the Rotham in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I went on a goose trace after missing that one location. I full cleared like Meridia, and then the only location I had left was Plasma, and I was like, oh, and then I got that one location up in Wreck Ship, so I went into Plasma Room, and then that unlocked Grapple, and I was like, oh, okay, now I need to go back to Shack Tool, and I went to Shack Tool, and then I got that, and I was like, oh, I've orphaned the item in Lower Norfair as well, because there was the speed Lower Norfair lock, the Bowl Mountain missiles. And I was like, do I go to Bowl Mountain or do I go back up to the Wreck Ship? And I was just running around for about a good 20 minutes trying to find Varia.
Yeah, that feels kind of bad at the point. It's needed like fourth or fifth time Varia is up there, by the way, in this tournament.
Yeah, I've seen it there quite a few times, but yeah, I've never. Yeah, after this, I'm definitely going to learn new strategies to to get up there.
I mean,
Definitely.
if Varia is guaranteed up there, I'm gonna go on rocket ship every time I have gravity, not Varia. That's actually. I just have to put a note about the screw attack that actually I miscounted. I told you that 6 power bombs to get down to release. I was there like, wait, I'm gonna soft lock. And I'm actually pretty happy I found a screw attack because, well, because I forgot to farm ammunition for Ridley. So I was super scared at that point because I thought I was soft locked. And because of that, I completely forgot to check items. So then I was soft locked in Torian because I was going there without ammunition. This seed was just, I forgot everything, in fact.
Well, it sounds like you did fine.
It was fine, but that was really lucky, I guess.
Where was Screw Attack?
Fire freeze, you
Fireflies.
think?
Oh, okay. Yeah, at that point I was almost go mode, so I just kind of went for it. Oh well.
Yeah, I thought I needed power bomb, so I went in there and screw attack, nice. That was useful given I almost died to the key and towers right before, so. Alright.
Very nice.
Yep. All right. Yep. So GG to both of our runners. Very well played. Any
Thank you.
Yep. Any last comments for the chat?
I just want to say it was lovely playing you, Vibrant Colors, and thanks for doing the Vibrant Colors organizes the async weekly in the Varia Randomizer Discord. So every week we get a race, but like not together, but in different times, which is really
Nice. We
handy if you're in
via
different
the
time
Meta
zones.
Discord. So
Yeah.
you go on the website via the run, you will find a Discord invitation. And from there, every Friday at 12 Eastern Time or 18 my time in Central Europe, I post a new seed. You have 1 week, you post your time in the Discord. It's super nice. There's a lot of people in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really helpful if if you're in different time zones and there's no one online to do that. So to race with you. So it's cool. Thank you for organizing that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always really cool to see what you come up with for the seeds.
Honestly, half of the time I don't know what I'm doing. And looking at what happened to seed, I guess it works with me. I don't know what I'm doing, but somehow I'm doing it good, I guess.
Well, yeah, it seems good when we do it. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Absolutely, yeah. So be sure to follow both of our runners. Be sure to follow our broadcast team. Be sure to follow the channel. We might be rating somebody after this. Be sure to come back as well at the top of the hour in just about half an hour from now in order to see a 4-way race with Skipsy, MM2, Kev, and Amadeus. That's going to be really cool. But for right now, we're going to be rating Tommy Lee. So that's everything from us here at Speedrunners Arena, and we'll see you next mission.